When talking about disturbed and obsessed characters, of course, many odd anime characters will come to mind, unlike the ones whose motives for being psychopathic is obvious. But the one we will talk about today, we don't know well the reason behind his strange behavior and madness, and as usual, today's character is one of the Hunter x Hunter world. Hisoka Moro is one of the most famous characters in the anime world, and is part of the main antagonists in the Hunter x Hunter series. Being displayed through such an unusual persona, he is both hated and loved by many others. However, no matter his powerful presence, he is a character whose personality is complicated to understand due to the limited background story that might have constructed his current traits and behaviors. There are indeed so many interesting theories we can't resist speculating regarding his past, of what could have led him into who he is now. So here's explanation that will focus on Hisoka's developed character, and on the many assumptions and possibilities about his past we've thought of. Presumably, Hisoka Moro is a very unique character, and is often represented as someone who is purely self-centered and egocentric. Defined by his selfishness, he practically lives only for himself and disregards the consent of others around him, most of the time, doing whatever he wants. He has his own particular way of thinking, and is considered to be a psychopath because of his behaviors. Indeed, he has a strong addiction to fighting people, the strongest ones, and it sometimes turns into a very aggressive obsession. These personality traits are shown many times throughout the series, as he often gets excited, turned on, and experiences orgasm during fighting sessions against his opponents, regardless of sex or age, seen with his desire to fight Gon Freaks or Crollo Lucifer, for example. Throughout the anime and manga, he wanders around most of the time to find. For example, in the Hunter exam arc, Hisoka pretends to be a judge and decides on who will continue with the exam, those with potential, and on who shouldn't, the weak ones, the waste. That's when he spares the protagonists, Gon, Kurapika, and Leorio. In the Heavens Arena arc, he allows Gon to fight him only after the kid has mastered Nen, whose life he spares later on, and he kills Castro, realizing that the man did not meet his standards after all. In the Greed Island arc, Hisoka joins in the dodgeball game just to have fun, which doesn't even involve killing. And in the election arc, he creates his own chart of points and grades hunters depending on their capabilities. He even weighs his options carefully, and focuses on who's best to kill, Killua or Aluka, in order to extract the most wrath out of the other party, and thus making the fight more fun and pleasurable. Consequently, people tend to describe him as a sadomasochist, a psychopath, a pervert, a freak, and many other names. Indeed, people label him that way as he possesses many of the traits and developed tendencies of those mentioned right above. Hisoka is a very intriguing character who attracts most audiences by his peculiarity and eccentricity, leading people's thoughts to roam further into what could have possibly made him this way. His behaviors contradict one another throughout the entire anime, making us even more confused to conceive him as we don't have a certain formula to rely on. And so with the many possible assumptions and theories out there regarding his being, we came up with one that we thought was the most convincing and realistic. His change of behavior after battling Crollo. Hisoka is disappointed and furious that he was being treated unjustly. He has been incredibly patient towards Crollo. He even helped him gain his Nen back with the Exorcist, and his only goal was to have a good, clean, and fair fight with Crollo. However, the latter did not make it happen. During the fight, Crollo kept babbling on about his abilities and avoided any sort of direct contact with Hisoka. He just wanted to quickly finish him off. In the end, Hisoka didn't even fight Crollo, but a bunch of puppets instead. Hisoka was humiliated and underestimated. His anger was visible during and after the fight. He wasn't taken seriously, and what's left for him to do is seek revenge and kill the members, whether in fair fight or not. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to subscribe to be notified about my new videos, and check out my link tree below for visiting my other platforms.